Hi everyone, welcome to Active Self-Protection Extra here again at C2 Tactical in Scottsdale. Come and shoot here with defense attorney extraordinaire Tim Forshey, who you should get your NFA trust from, and if you need it, your CCW from. Thank you, Tim, for all that you do for us.
Oh my God, thank you, buddy.
Hey, do me a favor in the comments. Thank Tim for all the free advice he is putting out here for you on John Spree.
Which is worth what you're paying for, right?
Yeah, well, you know, money back guarantee. We had one on the channel not too long ago, links in the description, to a security guard.
Yes.
Who
security guard extraordinaire. So,
yeah, and you're like, all right, well, geez, man, that guy got down, had a
Yeah.
shotgun on him and a pistol on his side. Dude pulls a gun on him because they're having some kind of a disturbance about the bathroom use in that convenience store or whatever.
Yeah.
But he draws a gun, so guard draws his gun, puts 16 pistol rounds towards him, and then somewhere 2 to 4 shotgun rounds. So people have complained in the comments that the security guard went too far. I want to ask the attorney.
To win the fight after the fight, you need help. After a use of force, I trust Firearms Legal Protection to help me win the fight for the rest of my life. From their 24/7 attorney-answered hotline to coverage for the use of all legal tools, Firearms Legal Protection has you covered. Get a discount by signing up at the link below.
What do you think, Tim? Do you think he went too far?
No.
I don't think he did either.
My opinion, again, it doesn't matter what I think, it matters what a jury thinks, but when the last shot was fired, did the guy still have a gun in his hand? Was he still aggressing? Was he still lipping? Still in the fight?
He had a gun in his hand for
He
sure.
still has a gun in his right hand. And so is the fight still on? When the guy's conscious and screaming epithets at me with a gun in his hand, am I still in fear for my life? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I am.
Given the totality, would anybody with a gun in their hand be a deadly threat? I mean, I could see maybe a case where it might not be, but given the circumstances here, guy pulled a gun on me in the middle of a fight we're having, an argument we're having. Yeah, and then I shoot, he shot me, there was a round that went in me.
Don't forget this guy was shot, so.
Yeah, this guard was shot, so okay, wait a minute. Not only is my life at risk, I need to get some medical care to me right now because I could be bleeding to death.
And it wasn't just the fear of maybe getting shot.
He was shot.
For all I know, I'm bleeding out, so yeah.
So I think my best guess is he goes through 15, 16 rounds with the pistol. It goes dry. So he goes New York reload, gets the shotgun up, because I think his company SOPs don't allow him to have the shotgun with a round in the chamber.
Is that just what we think because he didn't start with a shotgun?
I think.
All I would say is that, we would know this and most of you would know this as well. The shotgun would be his primary arm and the handgun would be his secondary arm.
Right.
Use them in that order if you can.
If you can.
If you're justified in having a gunfight, then you're justified in stopping that gunfight as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
And a 12 gauge is going to do that a hell of a lot better than a 9 mil. So.
Yes, properly loaded 12 gauge within its use envelope is a fight stopper. Good. We saw here he put somewhere 2 to 4 and then before the guy finally stopped.
And we don't know if it was number bird shot or if it was double aught buck. We have no idea. But we don't know.
I can say that I've never seen somebody that I can verify was shot with double aught buck who didn't immediately lie down and regret their life choices and stop doing anything aggressive.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know what he was, and I don't know what kind of hits he got, but crazy stuff. But it's a pretty simple one. Did he go too far? The guy still had a gun in his hand, had just threatened him with that gun.
Would we all have preferred that this gunfight ended after one shot? Yeah, but it doesn't work out that way, especially with handguns. Despite what you see in Hawaii 5.0, one handgun shot to the center of the chest does not end a fight necessarily. So it can, it often does not. So I think a lot of people get in gunfights because their only knowledge of this is what they've seen on the internet, present company excluded, or what they've seen on Hawaii 5.0, and they think that you hit somebody once with a gunfight, it's over. Blow the smoke out of the barrel, reholster, and go home and get a kiss from your wife. And especially with handguns. Handguns suck, so that's not the case, as we saw here.
So I think the big principle is, again, is the guy still a deadly threat? If he's still a deadly threat, keep after him.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you got to do.
Reload as needed if he still poses a threat.
As needed, right? And he did what we jokingly call the New York reload, right? Which is carry a second revolver on you, so the guys that would carry multiple revolvers because they didn't want to spend all the time reloading a revolver. Okay, cool. Well, instead of that, he's got a modern pistol and then, yeeted that off into the wild blue yonder, went to the shotgun. As long as the guy's still a threat, I got no problems with it. And it doesn't look like the county attorney had any problems with it either. I don't think our guard faced any criminal charges. I don't think he'll face any civil liability either.
And I think some people might say that the guard started it when he pushed the guy. No, you've been told you were trespassing this property. You enter the property. I use reasonable physical force to let you know that you're not welcome on the property. And what's your response? You draw a gun.
Yeah.
game on. I mean,
And you're allowed to enforce a trespass
absolutely.
with reasonable
physical
ordinary
force.
force.
That's right.
And so again, I've even had this at my home. I've talked to somebody. We had an ex-husband of somebody who was dear to me, and there's some reasons for I don't want him in my home anymore. And I said, I need you to understand, if he shows up to my house, he is going to be very quickly trespassed. And if he chooses not to abide by that trespass, he is not going to be treated well. And I will enforce that trespass. And that's completely legal and reasonable. And she's like, well, how vigorously will you enforce that trespass? Well, as vigorously as I reasonably need to.
That's the only answer, and that's the perfect answer.
Yeah, well now, that guy needs a beating too. So,
Hopefully he heads down to Brazil and meets a lovely husband and wife couple that we're aware of.
Yes.
Exactly.
And thankfully from that point forward, I've not seen that individual. We don't have to do that because we stay away from those problems, and I don't want fights either, right?
Again, good to hear a happy ending to a story like that, because I only hear the ones where it goes farther than that.
No, don't have that problem, won't have that problem. Thank you very much, have a nice day. And he recognizes he needs to stay away from my property.
Yeah.
Cool. So listen, is he too far? No, he's not too far. That was fine. Could he enforce the trespass? Yes, that was fine. Did he need to shoot that guy? Yes, he'd shot him. He'd gotten shot by that guy. Needed to keep shooting him until the threat was over. Did he need to load his shotgun better? It appears. He needed to maybe change which defensive shotgun load he is using. Does he need to work on his pistol marksmanship?
And or have a loaded chamber, right?
So
it is his primary weapon now instead of a secondary.
Tactical lessons here. But from a legal perspective,
and I don't know how bad the wound was in his shoulder, but there's things I'd rather do than rack a 12-gauge pump shotgun with a round in my shoulder.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
So,
The injured man protocols here suck all the way around. So, some first aid skills too. So, pretty simple one, huh, Tim?
Horrific, but yeah, I think legally it should be, I would assume, pretty simple. You notice all the categorizations there, but it's up to a jury. But if I'm on the jury, this is let's elect a foreman and let's get back to work. So, yeah.
And with those lawyer weasel words, I hope you have a great day.